Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for tuning in to a special episode of the Interracial Perspective Maturity Not Included podcast, a place where we discuss a wide range of topics from any to everything, but most importantly, a place to be yourself. I'm LC, and joining me, as always, is my lovely co host, Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, LC, welcome back, everybody.
Well, and I had an incident that y'all just actually reminded me of the other day in one of the stores. It was I was shopping, for myself, and I saw a gorgeous belt, and I was asking about it, and I said, I like y'all store so much better because it's not as uppity or stuck up or bougie. And she said, "Well, you're gay. You don't like that? All gay men love bougie stuff."
What? I mean, I like bougie things, but
Oh,
don't assume.
I love it. Absolutely. Look, and this sounds terrible. The only alcohol I really drink is champagne. But I
Oh yeah,
think
that's bougie, Jeffrey.
it is. But no, I told her, I said, no, that's not the case. Not all gay men are just like, oh, this isn't my scene. This isn't bougie enough. I'm like you said, though, there's some straight people that probably think that too. But when she said that, I just thought, you ignorant bitch, And here she is standing here without a mask on too, which don't even get me started. But that's those type of things. Whether they're uninformed or they really are just asking because they don't know, they sound really stupid. Really fucking stupid. Really stupid. But no, yeah, definitely. Like we all are saying, it just puts a negative kind of blanket over an entire community. And like I said, I know so many people that they are dying for love. I'm talking about they are dying for it. They want to find somebody. They want to get married. They don't want to just sleep around and suck and fuck everybody.
Right.
And
Right.
that is like when I hear that, which I don't hear it as often anymore as I do when I was younger. It really is such a slap in the face to those people that they want to get married. They want to go and see about surrogacy or adopting or what have you. And you've got these motherfuckers out here that think we're all just a filthy people. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
it's really a slap in the face to the people that are seriously looking, you know?
Yeah. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So I assume, as you mentioned, you're a Bravo fan, correct?
I am not a fan. I am a fanatic.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
So do
Absolutely.
you watch like all the shows on there, or are you strictly Housewives?
Okay, so as far as housewives go, I watch New York City, New Jersey, Potomac, Salt Lake City, and I will be watching Miami when they bring that back on Peacock TV. And of course, I'm going to be watching the one with everybody on an island. Can't fucking wait. I
What is
do
that?
watch. Oh,
Okay.
no, go ahead, honey. Sorry.
What
No,
was that?
what is that? Which one is that one with them on an island?
Okay, so they have Ramona, Luann, Teresa, Melissa, Cynthia, and Kenya, and Kyle. They put them all on an island, and they just wrapped filming, and that's going to be on Peacock TV.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that
I
should be
don't know what they're
interesting.
calling it. It's like the Real Housewives. They just gathered all the really good ones and put them on an island together. I don't know what island. They're
Oh,
they're so hush hush about it. I don't know too much, but I definitely will be watching that. And as far as the other shows go, I watched like the first season of Shaws of Sunset. I watched the first season of Vanderpump Rules. I do watch Southern Charm, and I think that's it. I don't think other than the Real Housewives, I don't think I watch. I used to watch Million Dollar Listing, New York City. I watched the first 3 years of that. But no, I'm really strictly with the Real Housewives.
So, which Housewife franchise is your favorite?
New York City, hands down. And let me tell y'all, I started watching these when I was 11 years old. I started watching in like 2009. And I'm 23 now.
Oh,
So
you're a baby.
yeah, yeah. So my mother would always have them on. And the first one I ever saw was New York City, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love this." They're rich, they're just, doing whatever they want. They're fabulous. And then Atlanta premiered. and I saw Nene Leakes, and I thought, oh my God, I have to meet that. I have to meet this woman. And loved Nene Leakes. From the premiere, she was letting them have it. And then New Jersey, Teresa Giudice. Now that is my queen.
We watch Real Housewives of New Jersey. That's probably the only housewife show that we have watched consistently.
Got
And
it.
I just like Teresa. Teresa is so funny to me. She's so entertaining. I just love how she reacts to things. She's
And
always ready to confront someone, and I love
Okay.
it.
I was gonna say she's very confrontational, which is my favorite of it. I had to warm up to her though. You know that, Elsie. Like I had to really warm up to liking her, but now I do. I was a bigger fan of LVP from the Beverly
Oh,
Hills
my
one.
word. Okay, now I will tell you that is why I no longer watch Beverly Hills, because the way that they
Same.
treated her in the 9th season, I thought that was horrible. Now, let me just be clear. I don't know if y'all even care, but I watched the first 3 seasons of Beverly Hills, did not watch the 4th, came back and watched the 5th, and did not watch 6, 7, or 8. I watched season 9 because I thought, let me give them another shot. Because for a while there, they were just so fucking boring. I could not stand it. To me, that's just my perspective. I thought they were boring as fucking hell. And
Mhm.
so I came back for season 9 because it was all over everywhere about this puppygate situation. And I thought the way they treated her was so disgusting. I said, I'll never look at these bitches again.
No, that was one of the reasons we didn't even turn it on after that. We would turn it on and pretty much fast forward to see her parts on the show.
I love
But
that.
Yeah, that's why we can't say that we're actually watchers, because the housewife shows that we actually did watch occasionally, we would just fast forward. We never watched it live. We would just DVR it and then fast forward it through to the person that we wanted to see. For instance, LVP. When
Yeah.
we watched Beverly Hills, we would just fast forward through all of the other women and just watch her scenes. And for instance, Potomac, we really liked Monique. And so we
Oh,
would
I
just watch
know.
Monique. Also Karen. I
Oh,
really like
hell yeah.
Karen,
Karen is my girl.
but we can't watch it. I'm sorry. I love you, Karen, but I can't watch it no longer. Monique's not on there. And that was the number one reason we actually started watching.
Yeah.
And with New Jersey, actually, we watched all of New Jersey and all of New York.
Oh,
yes,
Because Cerise, I like all the women on New Jersey except for Margaret.
okay.
Margaret, to me, I just feel like she's a hypocrite. And
She
that's
is.
just me. That's just me. And
no,
I think I would like her more if she was consistent. And the example that I can give is this current season when she kind of was on Jackie's side, which
Ugh,
I don't. I think that you should never ever bring children into anything, no matter what type of example or analogy you're trying to provide. I think that if you're going to hit below the belt, she should have just said, well, something about Teresa and her ex-husband. You don't bring kids into it. And I like Jackie. I like all the women on there except for Margaret, because I feel like she's a hypocrite. And she took Jackie's side and was trying to explain to her, oh, it's an analogy. You should get over it. You should get over it. But last season, you threw red wine on Danielle for bringing up the fact that you didn't allegedly have a relationship with your kids. So how are you going to sit here and side with Jackie in this situation? You should have just said, you shouldn't have said that you guys are both wrong
mhm.
and I'm not going to take sides. Instead, I feel like she was kind of going hard at Teresa. And also another example is how she's always coming at Jennifer
Yes.
so hard. And last season, you didn't like that when Danielle was coming at you. You didn't like when Danielle grabbed your hair. So
Mhm.
why are you always threatening, oh, I'm going to throw Jennifer off the boat? Like, to me, it's the consistency. I'm all
Right.
about being fair.
and I do have to say I love Jennifer. Jennifer just does not care, and she does her own thing.
Oh, I love Jennifer. Absolutely. I think that Jennifer is not getting the respect that she deserves. And I will even say from Andy Cohen, he had her on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, maybe like 3 weeks ago. And, the questions that he asked, and we all know whether he says it or not, he sees those questions before he asks them, I'm sure he has to approve them. I'm sure if someone wrote a question and said, "Hey, how big is your fucking dick?" He would not answer it or read it on TV. So we all know he sees those questions, and they were clearly geared toward her in a negative way. And I think Andy, he really needs to show them respect, because I'm sorry, but without them, I don't know where he'd be. But
So I have a question for you. Do you think that, again, because we are new to the social media, and again, we only do podcast stuff, we don't follow any of like housewives of any of that. But do you think that a lot of those questions were actually like false questions, or they could have been from people who actually work on the production team? Because
um,
I feel like, how do you select these questions? I feel like sometimes a lot of the questions are very geared toward, like, kind of like what you just said. They're kind of geared towards a one person at sometimes, but then the nicer questions are then presented to another cast member. So I'm trying to understand
yeah,
how
well,
the consistency plays into it.
absolutely. And it's my understanding that the staff at Watch What Happens Live writes all those questions.
That
Okay.
would almost make sense though, because
Yeah.
I
That
feel
would
like
make
they did a
sense.
very similar thing with Monique.
Oh my Lord. Let me tell y'all something. And this, yet again, this is my perspective, and this is my way of handling things. I'm not saying that it's right. Now, when Monique snatched the holy fuck out of Candace, I'm sorry. I was here for every minute, and I don't think I've ever anticipated an episode since like maybe something on New Jersey where Teresa went the fuck off. And then later, the questions following, I told my mom, because we watched it together. I told her, I said, "Mom, I don't even think I can watch this. This is like irritating me so bad." I mean, and this yet again is my perspective. When you do certain things, you're asking me to physically fight. When you put your hand up to my face, anything like that, you're asking for it.
And if you're a punk, you don't do it. And I
Right.
just feel like she had the comfort of, oh, security will protect me,
Yep.
all this stuff. And people will always talk louder
Yep.
when they feel they're going to be protected by other people.
Absolutely. And, it was on Watch What Happens Live. I don't even remember what he was asking her, but he basically was trying, and this is just something that drives me fucking bananas outside of TV. If someone doesn't feel bad, quit trying to make them feel fucking bad. And if you don't like them, why the fuck do you want an apology from them?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I'm just going to be like, fuck off, bitch. Like, I don't want shit from you. Just stay the fuck away from me.
I like you. Exactly what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I don't get it. If you don't like me, why do you care?
Mm.
If oh,
But I have to
I'm
say this,
not
Elsie, because you bring this up a lot when we talk, is you can just not like somebody because you just don't like somebody. And it seems like all of them have a problem with that. Right.
Yeah. You're saying I just straight up don't like your personality, and then the other person would have a problem with that, you mean?
No, like so maybe you can explain it
or
better.
just
Elsie.
I
You
think he's
just
just
don't like
saying,
them. Like
yeah,
I could
like you
just say, listen, I don't like you,
there's no
Joe.
reason to me not liking you. I just don't like you. I don't have a reason to like you. So we don't need to be around each other. And a
Right.
lot of people can't handle that. People want to know, oh, why don't you like me? Me, I'm the type of person, if you tell me you don't like me, okay, that's
Right.
fine. You didn't need to tell me you didn't like me because I don't care.
Uh-huh.
So
See,
you're
and
wasting your breath.
absolutely. And my thing, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh no.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
My thing with that is like, first of all, like, get the fucking line with the other bitches that don't, like I really give a fuck, get in line.
Mm-hmm.
And, two, if you are just don't even bother me, because when you start swerving into my lane, that's when we have a wreck. So you stay in yours, I'm gonna stay in mine. And we could
Exactly.
go at whatever speed limit we want, but you stay in your lane and I'm gonna stay in motherfucking mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I actually don't really, me personally, I don't consider that a fight. I just feel like she just got her hair snatched and it was more of a shift.
Yeah.
Because I've had fights. That's not a
Okay.
fight.
Right.
And if you have ever seen Mob Wives, or the Bad Girls Club.
We're gonna
Now
get there.
those are fights. They fight for blood. Like
Mob
Drita, I
Wives.
love Drita. I wish they would bring back Mob Wives.
Yes.
That and besides Real Housewives of New Jersey were the only consistent reality TV shows we watched. Like I had to get home to watch Mob Wives. We watched that live.
Didn't
Oh.
we like the Chicago one too? Because didn't they have two? They
Well,
had
They had the Chicago one, and I really liked it. And it got canceled after one season.
I loved that one, and I loved Renee on there with the blonde hair on Chicago.
Yeah, that was the one who we liked too, Aaron.
Yeah, she was something else. And oh my Lord, Mob Wives. I could go on, and I don't even want to take up all y'all's time because I'm telling you, Mob Wives was my shit.
I
Like,
love Mob Wives. People used to always say, why do you watch? How could you watch that? And I'm like, I just love it. I love it. I love all the girls. I just love, like, there wasn't a girl on there or a woman on there, sorry, that I did not like.
Same.
Yeah.
They were all entertaining to me, and I don't understand why it got canceled.
Yeah. I think it probably had something to do with Big Ange passing away. I'm sure they
I really like Big Ange.
me too. Wasn't she just a fucking icon? Lord have
She
mercy.
was.
She was something, honey. But yeah, Mob Wives was my shit. Absolutely. Because I'm sorry, but sometimes you just got to be about it and stop talking about it. And that's how they are. So I was all for their ass. And that's another one from day one, the premiere. And if I ever missed an episode, it was recorded. Always.
Well, I think I like the most about that, and why I think I grew to really like Teresa was they weren't about like, let's set a stage for us to fight. Once they had a problem, they just confronted it, and if it turned into a fight, so be it. That's just real life.
Right.
And I love that about especially Drita.
Yes.
And I think that's why I got worn down and really like Teresa now too, because she'll go in and before you can even sit down, she'll say what's on her mind. And I can appreciate that.
I love it.
Yeah,
but
and Teresa, she's absolute. See, because to me, Teresa Giudice is the ultimate cast member. I mean, she flipped the table. Season 2, I mean, that just was full of iconic moments. And then the next 3 seasons following, Melissa and Kathy come on and ride her coattails the entire way. I'm surprised her back wasn't broke. And then, then all the legal things started, and that's that's just now come to a close this season. I mean, she is that show. She's been to prison. Like, she's come home. That production waited for her to get out to even start filming. They waited 11 months to even film because they knew New Jersey will not last without Teresa Giudice. She is the queen. And I am 100%, as they say on Twitter, a tree hugger.
Are you on Twitter?
Absolutely.
Yes, I think we follow each other.
Yes, I follow y'all. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Teresa. I think Jersey will not be a show without her.
Oh my word! Let me just say one more thing about her because I love her so much. First of all, her book is on its way. I have her book on the way out. Finally ordered it. And somebody for my birthday got me a mug with like her quote whenever the intro comes on. What is the quote? It's these days I don't throw punches, I roll with them. Somebody got me a mug. Like, people know that I love Teresa, and they know the weight of my heart is to get me anything with Teresa on it.
Tune in next week for part 3 as we continue our conversation with the lovely Jeffrey. Thank you guys for tuning in to this special episode with Jeffrey Nicks. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at LC and Aaron. That way you know when a new episode of the Interracial Perspective Maturity Not Included podcast drops. As always, stay safe, stay positive, and be true to yourself.